Specific frequency of instruction that does not come to the multitude, but only to the remnant, to those who have been marked by the intensity of their trials and the depth of their calling. Chosen one, this is not a random encounter with information. This is a divine appointment with instruction. There is a date approaching, a coordinate in time that heaven has marked on your timeline, January 5th, 2026. This is not merely a day on the calendar. It is a spiritual threshold, a gateway where a specific delivery from the divine is scheduled to arrive at your doorstep. But attached to this delivery is a command so strict, so counterintuitive to our modern culture of oversharing, that your ability to receive the blessing depends entirely on your ability to obey the condition. The condition is absolute silence. God is issuing a preemptive warning because he knows the nature of the gift he is preparing to place in your hands. On January 5th, 2026, a revelation, a strategy, or a breakthrough is set to be downloaded into your spirit. But the instruction is clear. Keep this absolutely private. Reveal it to no one. Do not post about it. Do not call a friend to validate it. Do not seek counsel from those who do not carry your mantle. This is a holy secret between you and your Creator. Why is the Creator of the universe asking for such extreme confidentiality? It is because what is coming is fragile in its infancy, yet terrifyingly powerful in its maturity. The enemy cannot destroy what he cannot detect. By commanding you to be silent, God is not gagging you, he is cloaking you. He is wrapping your destiny in the invisibility of his hand to ensure that when you finally emerge, you are too established to be stopped. If you are sensing that your life is currently in a strange period of transition, a time where the old ways are crumbling and a new, undefined path is emerging, then you are already in the preparation phase for this mandate. If you are ready to understand the spiritual technology of silence and align yourself with this upcoming shift, I invite you to subscribe to the channel now. Join this community of seekers who understand that the deepest truths are often whispered, not shouted. Consider the nature of a seed. When a seed is planted, it is buried. It is thrust into a place of darkness, pressure, and isolation. If you were to uncover the seed every day to show the world that it is growing, you would kill it. The exposure to light, which is beneficial for the leaves, is fatal to the roots during the germination process. January 5th, 2026 represents a planting season of a very specific, high-value seed in your life. God is preparing to bury a promise deep within the soil of your spirit. The world tells you that if you are not seen, you do not exist. But the kingdom teaches that if you are not hidden, you cannot grow. The command to tell no one is the soil covering the seed. It is the protective layer that allows the internal chemistry of transformation to take place without the interference of outside opinions, jealousy, or doubt. We live in an era where validation is the currency of the ego. We feel an impulsive need to broadcast our moves, our dreams, and our blessings the moment they touch our lives. But have you noticed a pattern? Have you noticed that often? The moment you speak prematurely about a plan, the energy drains from it. Obstacles appear out of nowhere. People who were supportive suddenly become critical or indifferent. This is not a coincidence, it is a spiritual law. When you open your mouth before the time, you open the gates of your fortress to spirits that were assigned to monitor your progress. There is a spirit of Sanballat and Tobiah, the biblical figures who oppose the rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem, that listens for the sound of construction. When you announce your plans on January 5th, 2026, or whatever date God drops the insight into your spirit, you alert the opposition. Silence is your camouflage. The tragedy of Joseph in the ancient scriptures serves as a timeless warning for every chosen one. Joseph was given a dream of greatness, a vision where he stood in a position of authority. This dream was from God. It was true, and it was destined. However, Joseph, in his youthful excitement and lack of wisdom, shared this dream with his brothers, people who were not equipped to handle the magnitude of his calling. The result was the pit. The betrayal he suffered was triggered by the premature exposure of a divine secret. It wasn't that the dream was wrong, it was that the container, Joseph's character, was leaky. He spilled the oil before the vessel was ready. God had to take Joseph through years of silence, prison, and isolation to teach him the discipline of holding his tongue. By the time Joseph actually stood before Pharaoh to interpret the dream that would save nations, he was a different man. He spoke only what was necessary. He had learned that the power of the dream is preserved in the sanctuary of silence. On January 5th, 2026, you may receive a business idea, a reconciliation strategy, a ministry blueprint, or a profound personal healing. The temptation will be to run to your brothers, your family, your close circle, your peers, and say, "Look what God is doing." But you must remember that not everyone who loves you has the capacity to understand your calling. Your family may love you, but they view you through the lens of your past, not your future. If you reveal the magnitude of what God is showing you, their fear, their logic, or their own limited experience might cause them to speak words of doubt that puncture your faith. Are you sure? That sounds risky. Who do you think you are? These questions, even if well-intentioned, plant tares among the wheat. God wants to protect you from the burden of explaining the inexplicable. He wants you to build in peace, not in defense. This brings us to a profound realization about the nature of intimacy with the divine. Secrets are the currency of intimacy. Think about your closest human relationships. The depth of your bond is often defined by the secrets you share, the things you know about each other that the rest of the world does not. When God whispers a secret to you and asks you to keep it, He is inviting you into a deeper level of friendship. He is trusting you with His proprietary information. If you immediately run and tell others, you are essentially gossiping about God's plan. You are proving that you value the applause of the audience more than the trust of the author. The silence commanded for January 5th, 2026 is a test of loyalty. God is watching to see if you can carry the weight of His glory without needing to distribute it for human approval. If you have ever felt the sting of a dream that withered because you exposed it to the wrong atmosphere, or if you are sensing the need to close the door to your inner sanctuary, take a moment to like this video. It signals to the universe that you are ready to value protection over attention. The physics of this spiritual phenomenon are rooted in the conservation of energy. Creation requires immense energy. When a mother is forming a child in the womb, her body directs resources, blood and nutrients inward. It is a private, enclosed process. If the womb were open, life could not sustain itself. Similarly, when God gives you a vision, He deposits a measure of creative energy, faith, along with it. This energy is fuel for the manifestation of the vision. Every time you speak about the vision to someone who does not believe, or to someone who is merely curious, you leak energy. You are using the fuel meant for building to instead do the work of convincing. You spend hours justifying why you are doing what you are doing, explaining the logic, defending the dream. By the end of the conversation, you feel drained. That exhaustion is a sign that you have given away the power that was meant to propel you forward. God's command to be silent is a command to conserve your energy for the work of creation. There is also the element of the evil eye, or in psychological terms, the projection of envy and negativity. We must not be naive to the reality of spiritual warfare. There are forces that do not want you to ascend. When you declare your next move, you give the enemy the coordinates of your location. You allow interference to be calculated against you. But when you move in silence, you are unpredictable. The enemy cannot trap what he cannot track. Jesus himself practiced this repeatedly. Time and again, after performing a miracle or revealing a truth, he would instruct the recipient, "Tell no one." Scholars call this the messianic secret. Jesus knew that premature fame would hinder his mission. He knew that people would try to make him a king before it was time for the cross. He managed the flow of information to ensure that the will of the Father was executed on the Father's timeline, not the mob's timeline. If the Son of God needed silence to fulfill his destiny, how much more do we? As we approach January 5th, 2026, you must begin to practice the discipline of the holy pause. This is the gap between receiving an insight and speaking about it. Most people have no gap. The thought enters the mind and immediately exits the mouth. The chosen one cultivates a vast cavern between the mind and the tongue. In that cavern, the thought is weighed, examined, and prayed over. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is the ultimate example of this. When the shepherds came with wild stories of angels and glory, and when the prophetic words were spoken over her child, the scriptures say, Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. She did not tweet them. She did not run to the town square. She created an internal container for the wonder of God. She pondered. To ponder means to weigh, to mediate, to let the truth sink deep into the subconscious until it becomes part of your cellular structure. The instruction for January 5th, 2026 is an invitation to become a Mary in a world of Marthas. It is a call to nurture the divine seed in the quiet, dark room of your soul. Think of a photograph being developed in a dark room. If you turn on the lights too soon, the image is ruined. It comes out blank or distorted. The image needs the darkness and the chemical bath to become permanent. God is developing a picture of your future, and the silence is the dark room. Do not turn on the lights of public opinion. Let the master photographer finish his work. When the image is fully developed, it can be taken out into the sunlight and shown to the world, and no amount of light will be able to fade it. But until that moment of completion, the darkness is your friend. There is a profound peace that comes when you stop trying to explain yourself. Have you noticed this? When you release the need to be understood, you reclaim your power. You stop handing the gavel of judgment to people who have no jurisdiction over your life. On January 5th, 2026, the instruction you receive might seem illogical to the rational mind. It might be to move to a new city, to start a business with no capital, or to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. If you present this instruction to the court of public opinion, they will vote it down. They will present evidence of why it will fail. And if your faith is not yet solidified like concrete, their doubts will leave footprints in your wet cement. Keep the cement wet only for God. Let it harden before you let others walk on it. I want to encourage you to engage with this reality. If you are feeling the weight of this truth, if you understand that your next level requires a new level of discretion, share your thoughts in the comments, but do it wisely. Simply type, I choose wisdom, or silence is my shield. Let this be a declaration that you are aligning with the protocol of heaven. Let us dig deeper into the specific date, January 5th, 2026. While we do not practice numerology or divination, we understand that God operates in seasons and appointed times. The beginning of a year is always a time of first fruits, of setting the trajectory. The number 5 in biblical symbolism often represents grace, God's unmerited favor and power. January 5th, then, can be seen as a portal of grace. But grace is not just a soft, fluffy concept. Grace is an empowering force to do what you could not do on your own. On this date, expect an impartation of grace for a specific assignment. This assignment will be too heavy for your flesh, but light for your spirit. The secrecy is required because grace functions best in humility, and broadcasting your grace often leads to pride, which cuts off the flow. Furthermore, 2026 adds up to a number of completion and new beginnings in various cycles. You are entering a year where the hidden things will be revealed, but only after they have been established. The year 2026 is a year of the reveal, but the reveal is God's prerogative, not yours. Your job is the concealment. His job is the reveal. We often get this backward. We try to do the revealing, and we ask God to do the concealing of our mistakes. But the divine order is for us to conceal the promise in obedience, and for God to reveal the fruit in due season. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Luke 8:17. This verse is a promise of vindication. You don't have to vindicate yourself. You don't have to prove you heard from God. The fruit will be the proof. Imagine a master archer. He does not release the arrow while he is still drawing the bow. There is a moment of intense tension, of holding back, of stillness. The arrow is pulled backward away from the target. It looks like it is going in the wrong direction. It looks like a retreat. But this pulling back, this silence, is where the potential energy is generated. January 5th, 2026, is the moment God pulls the string back. He is pulling you into the secret place. He is creating tension. Do not fire the arrow prematurely by speaking. Hold the tension. Hold the silence. The longer you can hold it, the further the arrow will fly when God finally says, release. This silence also protects you from the theft of identity. When you tell people what you are going to do, and they praise you for it, your brain releases dopamine. You get the chemical reward of the achievement without actually doing the work. This is a psychological trap. You feel satisfied, so you lose the hunger to actually execute the plan. You have substituted the reality of the deed with the social affirmation of the intention. God wants you hungry. He wants you driven. By commanding silence, He denies you the cheap dopamine hit of praise so that you are forced to pursue the deep, lasting satisfaction of accomplishment. He is saving you from the illusion of success so He can give you the substance of it. The instruction to reveal to no one is absolute. It includes your spouse, your best friend, your pastor, unless God specifically gives you a release to share with a covenant partner who is part of the mission. But even then, exercise extreme caution. Samson lost his power because he could not keep a secret. Delilah pressed him until he told her the source of his strength. The enemy is always looking for your Delilah, that person or situation that can coax the secret out of you. It might not be a malicious person. It might be a subtle desire to impress someone. Be vigilant. Your strength is in your hair, your dedicated, uncut commitment to the Nazirite vow of silence during this season. There is a transformation that happens to your persona when you carry a secret with God. You walk differently. You have a twinkle in your eye that people can't quite place. You become magnetic. People are drawn to those who hold mystery. If you tell everyone everything, you become common. You become a commodity that is easily consumed and discarded. But when you hold back, when you speak less than you know, you accrue value. You become a reservoir of wisdom. People begin to sense that there is something deep within you, something tapping into a source they cannot see. This gravitas is necessary for the leadership roles God is preparing for you in 2026. He is building your executive presence in the spirit realm. Consider the metaphor of the root system. The height of a tree is directly supported by the depth and spread of its roots. The roots work in absolute darkness. They push through hard rocks. They search for water. They anchor the structure. No one praises the roots. Everyone praises the fruit and the leaves. But if the roots decided they wanted attention and surfaced, the tree would topple. Your season of silence starting January 5th, 2026 is your root-building season. God is driving you deep. He is anchoring you. He is connecting you to underground aquifers of living water that surface dwellers know nothing about. Do not envy the leaves that flutter in the wind. They are the first to fall when autumn comes. Be the root. Endure the darkness. Hold your position. As you prepare for this date, you might ask, how do I know if I am hearing God or just my own thoughts? This is a valid question. The voice of God often comes with a sense of knowing that bypasses the intellect. It comes with a peace that remains even when the mind is anxious. And specifically, regarding this instruction, the voice of God will challenge your ego. Your ego wants to shout. Your spirit wants to whisper. If the instruction is to be silent, it is almost certainly from God, because your flesh rarely commands you to be humble and secretive. The flesh wants a parade. The spirit wants a prayer closet. If this message is resonating with your spirit, if you feel a confirmation rising within you that you are indeed being called to a season of strategic concealment, I invite you to turn on the notification bell. This way, when the next instruction is released, you will be among the first to receive it. Do not miss the sequence of guidance God is providing. Let's discuss the practical application of this silence. What does it look like on January 6th, the day after? It means you go about your daily routine with a new internal reality. You wash the dishes, you drive to work, you answer emails, but inside, you are carrying the Ark of the Covenant. You are carrying a promise. When people ask, "What's new?" you smile and say, "I'm just grateful for life," or "God is good." You give them a generic container, but you do not show them the contents. You learn the art of deflection. You become a master of the gray rock method regarding your destiny, bland to the outsider, but full of diamonds on the inside. This is not lying. This is stewardship. You are under a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, with the kingdom of heaven. There may be moments of intense loneliness. Carrying a secret can be isolating. You may feel like you are bursting to tell someone just to relieve the pressure. In those moments, turn that pressure into prayer. Talk to God about it. Write it in a journal that no one else reads. Pour that energy back into the vision itself. Work on the plan. Refine the details. Use the pressure to cut the diamond. The loneliness is actually a form of fasting. Fasting from human validation. And just as fasting from food detoxifies the body, fasting from validation detoxifies the soul. It purifies your motives. It ensures that you are doing this for God and for the purpose, not for the accolades. By the time January 5th, 2026 arrives, the world will be in a state of flux. The external noise will be deafening. Political shifts, economic uncertainties, social upheavals, the distraction machine will be running at full capacity. This is designed to pull you out of your center. The command to be silent is your anchor in this storm. While everyone else is reacting to the news, you will be responding to the secret instruction. While they are panicked by the waves, you will be guided by the undercurrent. The secret God gives you will likely be the solution to a problem that hasn't even fully manifested yet. He is positioning you ahead of the curve. If you speak now, you will sound crazy. But if you wait, you will look like a genius. Noah looked foolish building an ark when there was no rain. If he had tried to explain the meteorology of the flood to his neighbors, they would have laughed him to scorn and perhaps tried to stop his construction. He built in silence, driven by reverent fear. His survival depended on his focus. The chosen one designation is not a badge of honor to be worn for status. It is a heavy cross to be carried for service. Part of that cross is the burden of knowledge. You know things others do not. You see things others cannot. And you must hold things others would drop. The silence is the strap that holds the cross on your shoulder. It secures your calling. Do not complain about the silence. Thank God for it. It means He trusts you with the classified files of heaven. It means you have security clearance. There is a prophecy in Isaiah that says, "And I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places." Notice the location of the treasure, darkness and secret places. We are conditioned to look for treasure in the light, on the stage, in the spotlight, but God hides His best gold in the dark. He hides it in the secret place. January 5th, 2026 is your map to the hidden riches. The silence is the shovel. If you throw away the shovel, you cannot dig for the gold. You must be willing to disappear for a while to reappear with the treasure. As you move toward this date, cleanse your circle. Begin to distance yourself from people who pry, from people who demand access to your inner thoughts as a condition of relationship. Set boundaries. You are entering a restricted zone. Not everyone has the badge to enter with you. This might cause some friction. People might accuse you of being distant or secretive. Let them. Their misunderstanding is a small price to pay for your destiny. You are not responsible for their feelings. You are responsible for your obedience. Remember the story of the walls of Jericho. The Israelites were commanded to march around the city for 6 days in total silence. Not a word, not a battle cry, not a whisper. Can you imagine the discipline that took? Thousands of people marching, suppressing their fear, their questions, their urge to scream. Why silence? Because silence builds pressure. It confuses the enemy. It unifies the spirit. And on the 7th day, when they finally shouted, the release of that stored-up energy was so powerful that the stone walls disintegrated. January 5th, 2026 is the beginning of your march. You are marching around your Jericho. The promise is the city. The silence is the weapon. If you shout too soon, the walls will stand. But if you hold your peace, if you walk in the terrifying discipline of silence, when God finally gives the signal to shout, the obstacles will crumble before you as if they never existed. This is a call to maturity. It is time to put away childish things, the childish need to show off, to brag, to be patted on the head. You are a warrior of the light, a vessel of the Most High. Warriors do not chatter in the trenches. They use hand signals. They communicate in code. They are silent until the objective is secured. I want to ask you to do something prophetic. In the comment section, I want you to leave a symbol of your commitment. It could be a simple lock emoji or the word sealed. Let this be a digital monument to your decision. Let it be a sign that you have received the order and you are standing your post. The date is set, the instruction is clear, the stakes are high. January 5th, 2026. Keep it private. Reveal to no one. This is the womb of your miracle. Do not abort the mission by opening the door. Trust the dark. Trust the silence. Trust the God who hides you in the shadow of his wings. When the time comes, you will understand why. You will look back at the silence and see it as the most eloquent conversation you ever had with God. You will see that while you were quiet, he was speaking volumes. While you were hidden, he was fighting your battles. While you were still, he was moving mountains. The path of the chosen one is narrow, and it is often lonely, but it leads to life. The wide road is full of noise, chatter, and people explaining their way to nowhere. Stay on the narrow path of silence. The destination is worth the discipline. As we conclude this transmission, let this truth settle in your bones. The greatest power is often the most silent. The sun makes no noise as it rises, yet it sustains all life. Gravity has no voice, yet it holds the universe together. Be like the sun. Be like gravity, powerful, present, and silent. On January 5th, 2026, receive the deposit, lock the vault, swallow the key, and wait for the signal. Your time is coming, but it will come not with a whimper of explanation, but with the thunder of undeniable demonstration. May you have the strength to keep the watch. May you have the wisdom to guard the gate, and may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. The secret is your strength. The silence is your sanctuary. Walk in it. Characters with spaces. 2582. The Great Silence. Script. And as you walk, understand that this silence is not merely the absence of noise, it is the presence of a completely different frequency. When you unplug from the matrix of constant opinion and external validation, you begin to hear the hum of your own potential. It is a sound that can be terrifying at first because it demands total honesty. In the quiet, you cannot pretend to be who you are not. The mask falls off because there is no audience to perform for. This is the purification that must happen before the date arrives. You are being stripped of the artificial so that only the authentic remains. Consider the bamboo farmer. For years, he waters the ground and nothing breaks the surface. To the outside observer, he is wasting his time. He is pouring energy into a void. But underground, a massive, complex root system is establishing itself. The bamboo is not sleeping. It is building a foundation strong enough to support the sudden explosive growth that is to come. If the bamboo shot up before its roots were deep, the first wind would topple it. You are in the rooting phase. The world sees nothing. You might feel like you are standing still, but deep within your spirit you are expanding, anchoring, and preparing to hold the weight of a success you have not yet seen. If you resonate with this feeling of hidden growth, take a moment to like this video. It is a small action, but it signals to the universe that you value the roots as much as the fruit. This period of hidden preparation also serves a vital protective function. There is a phenomenon in nature where a hermit crab must find a new shell to grow. In that brief window between leaving the old shell and finding the new one, the crab is soft, vulnerable, and exposed. It must hide in the crevices of the rock, or it will be eaten. You are currently between shells. You have outgrown your old life, the old conversations, the old limitations, the old identity, but you have not yet fully stepped into the armored reality of your future. This is why you must stay in the crevice of the rock. This is why you must keep the door shut. If you expose your soft, developing dreams to the harsh criticism of the world too soon, they will be devoured. Do not let the loneliness of this phase trick you into opening the door. Lonely lean.